Hello everyone. In previous video, we discussed standard form first to solve non-linear partial differential equation of first order and see how to write complete integral, singular integral and general integral in standard form first. In this video, we take few more examples on standard form first. Sometimes the equation is not given directly into standard form, but we can reduce the equation into standard form by applying suitable transformation. So let us see how to reduce the equation into standard form and then how to solve it. Now consider this problem: x square p square plus y square q square equal to z square. Clearly, this equation is a non-linear partial differential equation of first order, but this equation is not in standard form. So first we reduce this equation into standard form and then obtain the solution. So how we reduce the equation into standard form? Let us see. Equation first also can be written as, we transform z square into left hand side, we get x square by z square p square plus y square z square into q square equal to 1, which is x by z, p stand for del z by del x, so whole square, y by z, q stand for del z by del y, whole square equal to 1. Now this equation is similar to del z by z upon del x by x whole square plus del z by z upon del y by y whole square equal to 1. Now if we select the transformation del z by z equal to del capital Z, del y by y equal to del capital Y, and del x by x equal to del capital X, then the equation second reduce in the form of this become del capital Z, this become del capital X, so del capital Z by del capital X whole square plus del capital Z upon del capital Y whole square equal to 1. Here this equation contains only two partial derivatives. Say this partial derivative of capital Z with respect to capital X by P and denoted this partial derivative del capital Z by del capital Y by Q, then this equation take the form P square plus Q square equal to 1. So the equation contain only two partial derivative P and Q. So this is your standard form first. So this is how, by applying the suitable transformation, we reduce the given equation into a standard form first. Now the complete integral, as we know, the complete integral of standard form first is z equal to ax plus by plus c. But here we have capital Z, capital X and capital Y. Therefore, the complete integral of equation 4 is capital Z equal to a capital X plus b capital Y plus c, where a, b, c are arbitrary constant and a and b, the arbitrary constant a and b are connected by a relation, and that relation can be obtained by putting p equal to a and q equal to b in equation 4. So the relation between a and b is a square plus b square equal to 1. From this relation we get b in terms of a as b equal to root 1 minus a square. Now eliminating b between 5 and 6, we get the complete integral, and which is given by capital Z equal to a capital X plus root 1 minus a square value of b capital Y equal to c. This is the complete integral of equation 4. Now the complete integral of our equation, that is equation first, we replace the value of capital Z, capital X and capital Y, which are from here. If we integrate this expression, we get log Z equal to capital Z, log Y equal to capital Y, and from this expression we get log X equal to capital X. So replace the values, we get log Z equal to a log X plus root 1 minus a square log Y plus log c dash. We replace the constant c by log c dash. So this is the complete integral of given equation. For simplicity of general solution and singular solution, we take a transformation. We replace a by cos alpha. This transformation we use only for simplicity of general and complete integral. Yes, general and singular integral, which we are going to obtain. So a equal to cos alpha, alpha is constant. So this equation, this complete integral become log z equal to a is replaced by cos alpha log x, 1 minus cos square is sin square, and square root of sin square we get sin alpha into log y plus log c dash. By the elementary property of logarithm, we get z equal to c dash x power cos alpha y power sin alpha. So this is our complete integral of equation first. Now, as we know, to obtain the singular integral, we differentiate partially the complete integral with respect to a and c, and eliminating a and c between three equations. But here a is replaced by the parameter alpha, and c, instead of c we have c dash. So to obtain the singular integral, we differentiate the complete integral with respect to alpha and c dash partially. Previously we differentiate with respect to a and c, but in this problem the parameter a, the constant a is replaced by parameter alpha and c is replaced by c dash. So to find singular integral, differentiate 7 with respect to alpha and c dash partially, we get, with respect to alpha we get 0, c dash is constant. Now this is y sin alpha is constant, x u into v, y sin alpha as it is, x cos alpha, differential partial derivative of x cos alpha is x power cos alpha log x, derivative of cos alpha is minus sin alpha, plus this time x cos alpha multiplied, the derivative of y sin alpha is y sin alpha log y, and sin alpha, derivative of sin alpha is cos alpha. This is with respect to alpha, and similarly with respect to c dash we get 0 equal to partial derivative of c dash is 1, and we get x cos alpha into y sin alpha. Now we eliminate alpha and c dash between 7, 8 and 9. So we get z equal to 0. Now the value of this is 0. Putting this value here, we get c dash is 0 and c dash is 0 and alpha is 0. From equation 7 we get z equal to 0. So this is the singular integral of the equation first. Now For the general integral, the constant c dash in complete integral replaced by an arbitrary function of alpha. So we get z equal to psi alpha x cos alpha y sin alpha, y power sin alpha. Now differentiate equation 10 with respect to alpha partially. We get this equation. With respect to alpha, derivative of z is 0. Now u v w, so derivative of u is psi dash alpha multiplied by v and w. Now this time multiply by u and w, and derivative of v, that is derivative of x cos alpha with respect to alpha is x cos alpha log x, and derivative of cos alpha is minus sin alpha, plus this time u v multiplied derivative of w, derivative of y sin alpha is y sin alpha log y, and derivative of sin alpha is cos alpha. Now eliminating alpha between 10 and 11, we get the general integral. So this is how we reduce the given nonlinear partial differential equation into standard form and then obtain the solution. Next is solve p into q equal to x power m y power n into z power 2l. Now this equation is a non-linear partial differential equation of first order. Non-linear because of the product term of p and q. So first we convert this equation into standard form, because this is not in standard form. So first we convert this equation into standard form and then obtain the solution. So let us see how we convert this equation into standard form. As we know, p is del z by del x, q is del z by del y, and transform these x power m, y power n and z power 2l into left hand side, we get this equation. This is p, your del z by del x, this is x power 1 upon x power m, and this is q del z by del y. This y power n multiplied to left, transform to the left hand side, we get 1 upon y power n, and this is z power 2l, that is z power l into z power 2l. Transform these into left hand side, we get z power minus 2l upon x power m del z by del x into z power minus l upon y power n del z by del y equal to 1. So the given equation we write in this form. Now we apply the transformation. We write in place of z power minus l del z, we write del capital Z, and in place of y power n into del y, we write del capital Y, and in place of x power m del x, we write del capital X. Then the equation second becomes, so z power minus l del z is del capital Z, x power m del x is del capital X. Here z power minus l del z is again del capital Z, and y power n del y is del capital Y equal to 1. This equation contains only two partial derivatives. Denotate the partial derivative of capital Z with respect to capital X by capital P, and denotate the partial derivative of capital Z with respect to capital Y by capital Q. Then the equation take the form P into Q equal to 1. Now see, this equation contain only P and Q. This equation contain only P and Q, and therefore this equation is in standard form first. Now this is how we convert the given equation into standard form first. Now as we know, the complete integral in standard form first is given by z equal to ax plus by plus c. But here in place of z we have capital Z, in place of x we have capital X, in place of y we have capital Y. So the complete integral of equation 4 is given by capital Z equal to a capital X plus b capital Y plus c, where a, b, c are arbitrary constant, and further the constant a and b are connected by a relation which can be obtained by replacing p and q by a and b. So the relation between a and b is a into b equal to 1. P replaced by a and q replaced by b. Now from this relation we obtain b in terms of a, which is b equal to 1 upon a. Now eliminating b between equation 5 and 6, we get the complete integral as capital Z equal to a capital X plus the value of b is 1 upon a capital Y plus c. This is the complete integral. This is the complete integral of equation 4. Now to obtain the complete integral of given equation, we have to replace the value of capital Z, capital X and capital Y, and which are given by integrating this. We get Z power minus L plus 1 upon minus L plus 1 equal to capital Z. The y, integrating this we get y power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 equal to capital Y, and integrating this we get x power m plus 1 upon m plus 1 equal to capital X. So replace the values of capital X, capital Y and capital Z, we get the complete integral of given equation. So here we replace the value of capital Z, capital X and capital Y. This is the complete integral of equation. Next is find the complete integral of x plus y into p plus q whole square plus x minus y into p minus q whole square equal to 1. This is clearly a non-linear partial differential equation of first order, and since this equation is not in standard form, so first we convert this equation into standard form and then obtain its complete integral. So to reduce equation first into standard form, we take the transformation x plus y is equal to capital X square and x minus y is equal to capital Y square. These are the transformation. And since the dependent variable z is function of independent variable small x and small y, now after applying these transformation, z become function of capital X and capital Y, where capital X and capital Y are function of small x and small y. Now the value of p, which is del z by del x, but since z is now function of capital X and capital Y, therefore by chain rule we get del z by del x is equal to del z by del capital X into del capital X by del small x plus del z by del y into del capital Y by del small x. This is by chain rule we get. Now value of del capital X by del small x, the partial derivative of capital X with respect to small x. From this relation, the partial derivative of x with respect to x is 1 plus the partial derivative of y with respect to small x is 0, and the partial derivative of this is 2 times capital X del x by del small x. So the value of del capital X by del small x we get 1 by 2x, 1 upon 2 capital X del z by del x. Similarly, the value of del capital Y by del X. From this relation, we differentiate this with respect to X partially. So this is 1 minus this is 0. Now derivative of this is 2 times capital Y del Y by del X. So the value of del Y by del X is 1 upon 2Y. This is the value of P. Similarly, the value of Q is del Z by del Y, but Z is function of capital X and capital Y now. So by chain rule, we get del Z by del capital X into del capital X by del Y, small y, plus del Z by del capital Y into del capital Y by del small y. Now the value of del X by del Y, which is partial derivative of capital X with respect to small y. From this relation, we differentiate partially with respect to y. We get 0 plus 1 equal to 2 capital X del X upon del Y, del capital X by del small y. So the value of del capital X upon del capital Y is 1 upon 2x. So we get 1 upon 2 capital X del Z by del X. Now the value of del capital by del Y can be obtained by differentiating this relation partially with respect to small y. So we get 0 minus 1. So we get here minus 1. Now derivative of this is 2 times y del capital Y by del small y. So the value of del capital Y by del small y is minus 1 upon 2 capital Y. So these are the value of P and Q. Therefore, now using second, third and fourth in first, the value of x plus y is capital X square, the value of x minus y capital Y square. Now P plus Q, adding equation third and fourth, we get P plus Q, which is this is cancel, this is become 1 by 2 capital X del Z by del X plus 1 by 2 capital X del Z by del X become 1 by capital X del Z by del X. So P plus Q whole square is 1 by capital X del Z by del capital X whole square plus the value of x minus y is capital Y square, and P minus Q, third minus 4, we get P minus Q. We subtract, then this time 1 by 2 capital X del Z by del X minus 1 by 2 capital X del Z by del X cancel, and this become 1 by capital Y del Z by del Y. So the value of P minus Q is 1 by capital Y del Z by del Y, and P minus Q whole square is this. Simplifying, we get capital X square cancel, so we get del Z by del capital X whole square. Here capital Y whole square cancel, we get del Z by del capital Y whole square equal to 1. Now this equation contains only two partial derivatives. Denotate the partial derivative of Z with respect to capital X by capital P and the partial derivative of Z with respect to capital Y by capital Q. So this equation become P square plus Q square equal to 1. Now see, this is in standard form first. This equation containing only P and Q. So this is standard form first. Therefore, the complete integral of standard form first is Z equal to AX plus BY plus C. Here Z is small but X and Y are capital. So the complete integral of equation 5 is Z equal to A capital X plus B capital Y plus C, where A, B and C are arbitrary constant, and further A and B are connected by a relation, and that relation can be obtained by putting P equal to A and Q equal to B in equation 5. So the relation between A and B is A square plus B square equal to 1. From this relation we obtain B in terms of A as B equal to square root of 1 minus A square. So eliminating B between 6 and 7, we get the complete integral of equation 5, which is z equal to a capital X plus square root of 1 minus a square capital Y plus c. This is the complete integral of equation 5. Now replace the value of capital X and capital Y, we get the complete integral of given equation. So the complete integral of equation first become z equal to a, the capital X is square root of x plus y plus square root of 1 minus a square. The value of capital Y is square root of x minus y plus c. This is the complete integral. Next problem is find the complete integral of y minus x q into q minus y. Next is find the complete integral of y minus x multiplied by qy minus px equal to p minus q whole square. So this is a non-linear partial differential equation of first order, but not in standard form. So first we reduce the equation into standard form and then obtain its complete integral. So to reduce equation first into standard form, we take the transformation x plus y equal to capital X and x into y equal to capital Y. These are the transformation. Now the independent variable z, which is function of small x and small y, after using these transformation, z become function of capital X and capital Y, where capital X and capital Y are function of small x and small y. Now we obtain the values of p and q. So p is del z by del x, but z is function of capital X and capital Y now. Therefore, by chain rule, del z by del x equal to del z by del capital X into del capital X by del small x plus del z by del y, del capital Y by del small x. This is by chain rule. Now del capital X by del x. Differentiate partially this with respect to small x, we get 1 plus 0 equal to 1, and which is equal to del capital X by del small x. So the value of del capital X by del small x is 1. Here we differentiate y with respect capital Y with respect to small x, we get the derivative of capital small x with respect to small x is 1. So y is constant and equal to del capital Y by del small x. So the value of del capital Y by del small x is y, small y. So the value of p is del z by del capital X plus y del z by del capital Y. Similarly, by chain rule, the value of q del z by del y is del z by del capital X by del small y plus del z by del capital Y del capital Y upon del small y. Now del capital X by del y, differentiate this with respect to y partially, we get derivative of x is with respect to y is 0 plus this is 1, so 0 plus 1 is 1 equal to del capital X by del small y. So the value of del capital X by del small y is 1, and now the value of del capital Y by del y, so differentiate this with respect to small y partially, we get small derivative of small y is 1 and x is constant. So x equal to del capital Y by del small y. So these are the value of P and Q. Now using second, third and fourth, in first we get, put the value of Q and P here and simplify, we get y minus x common, so y minus x into y minus x become y minus x whole square, and remainder is del z by del x equal to, here P minus Q, so P minus Q we get y minus, this is cancel, we get y minus x del z by del y. So P minus Q whole square is y minus x whole square del z by del y whole square. So this is cancel. Finally we get del z by del x equal to del z by del y whole square. So these are two partial derivatives. Denoted del z by del capital X by capital P and del z by del capital Y by capital Q, we get P equal to Q square. This equation contains only P and Q. This equation contains only P and Q, and therefore this is standard form first. So the complete integral of this equation is z equal to ax plus by plus c, where z is small, x and y are capital. So the complete integral is z equal to a capital X plus b capital Y plus c. A, b and c are constants, and further a and b are connected by a relation that can be obtained by putting P equal to A and Q equal to B in this equation 5. So relation is A equal to B square, and from this relation we obtain B in terms of A as B equal to root A. Now eliminating B between 6 and 7, we get this relation z equal to ax plus root ay plus c. This is the complete integral of equation 5. Replace the value of capital X and capital Y, we get the complete integral of given equations.